Hi guys, and welcome to this week's Devlog. This week I have managed to add some important bits to the game. Okay, so the first thing that I added was just some obstacle textures. For now, we have some rock textures. I was thinking just to do a few obstacle textures in some places where the player would need to jump over them, because just having the floor tiles as obstacles didn't look too good. By the way, I drew these obstacle textures in one of my live streams, so if you're new here, you should subscribe and enable the bell notifications to make sure you're notified whenever I'm going live here on YouTube. Once the obstacle textures were added, I worked on implementing a visual shader to the player clothes. As you remember, the last thing to do in the character customization menu is clothes selection. So I quickly configured a simple 2D shader to separate two colors of the player's clothes. It allowed me to change the colors manually or through code. Once the shader was implemented, I quickly added a few different color variations for the player to choose from. This is the final result. I feel like this simple feature adds a lot of customization to the game, as now the player can choose from 4 different characters, which have 3 different hairstyles, and choose 3 different colors for the clothes as well. After the color customization was implemented, the next thing I worked on was a title scene. For the longest time, I didn't really have a name for the game. After some thought and the help with random name generator, I came up with a name that I think sounds okay. So the new name for the game is EmberVille. There's really no connection between the game and the name, I just thought it sounded good. Okay, once I had the name figured out, I quickly drew a simple title text in Airsprite and added it into the Unity. This title image might change, as I'm not fully happy with it, and I think I can improve it in the future. The next thing was to add a few buttons. I quickly made a few simple buttons and added them into the scene. The buttons were the usual deal, you know, a start button, a continue button, options button, and an exit button. The buttons work as expected. If a game file exists, the continue button is clickable, but if a previous save file does not exist, the continue button is not clickable. As well as if the save file is there, and the player starts a new game, the current save file is replaced with the new one. I will implement the options button in the future. As for now, I don't really have anything that could be changed in the game. In the future, it will most likely be some sort of a sound or music settings or some language settings. As of course, exit button does what it should be, it just closes the game. This is all I have managed to do this week. But before I go, I just want to talk about my new big idea for the game that I'm really excited about. My idea was to make this game a turn-based combat game where the player could fight different monsters in different biomes of the game. I really like this idea of implementing a turn-based combat system, as it opens up a lot more features that would need to be added, such as different attacks, level, health, and so on. I feel like this idea would bring more meaning and life into the game. As for now, the player can't really do anything apart just from walking and jumping and interacting with the pet. I'm planning to add a lot of different monsters and bosses along the way. Anyway, as usual, be sure to follow my Twitter, Instagram, and join my Discord channel. And as always, I will see you in the next Devlog.